This month has been wild. So the first half of this month I spent away cat sitting for 2 weeks straight while I finished my placement with Cambridge University Press. If you haven't watched that video yet, I will put a link to it up here. I just talked about work experience at 25 years old, yes, and it was great. I finished doing that, I learned so many new skills, I have so many contacts in the industry, and I got to teach them a lot about alt text, which is super important in the world of digital accessibility. I definitely left my mark there. And now for the updates that everybody really tunes into these updates for. My hearing aids. So pretty much as soon as my placement finished, I had an appointment with audiology to do my audio evoked potentials test. I don't even know if it counts as audiology, it might be ENT, whatever. So I had that test, and that test looks for auditory neuropathy and things that would get in the way of noise signals going from here to in here. And then I had an appointment with my hearing aid clinic to get them fixed. They weren't really broken, but if you've been following the hearing aid update for 2021, you'll know I've been trying to get a volume control since I think it might have been February, because I wanted to get some molds for many reasons, and also a volume control because I was struggling to understand. Now we kind of know why I was struggling so much to understand, but I still do not have a volume control per se. Can you even see that? Probably not. Just showing off my hearing aids that I've had this whole time, apart from that 2-week period where I was stuck with a brand that I hated. So what we did in the clinic was we kind of had a discussion and evaluated, like, where are we? So the diagnosis of audio processing disorder, to kind of explain why I'm not understanding people and feeling like I'm not hearing as much as I maybe actually am. There's about 9.6 decibels between the volume I'm hearing and the volume I understand, effectively. And with that being said, we could then do things like volume and put in programs that are designed to help people like me with their hearing. So I have on my left, oh fuck, what way around is it? Clearly I've been using the settings. I've not really seen people. I've not had the chance to really test it. But one of my ears, and I will figure out which one at some point, changes the setting, and I've tried different settings before, but this time it's more tailored for audio processing disorder. So there's one that is, my everyday is sound from everywhere, and then there's another setting that just focuses on what's in front of me. I think that's the way around it is. I can't really remember. And then I have my trusty T-coil. And then the other button changes the volume, but it only changes the volume down. To turn the volume up, I have to turn them both off and start again. They also replaced the tubes, so they're not stiff anymore, and they put the coloured tabs on the back, because when I was posted this set, it was like a stopgap because they were going to get me new ones, but then that never really happened because of XYZ, all the appointments they wanted me to go to. So now they just put the coloured tabs back in, and I'm sticking with this brand and this model. So moving on. I got paid for my time with Cambridge University Press. Sorry, I'm name dropping again. But I got paid for those 2 weeks, and with that money I ticked off one of my New Year's resolution goals. If you remember those, I'll put a little link up there. I paid off my overdraft. Woo! So I was a student, and then I had a student overdraft, and as you probably know with students and their overdrafts, they fill up their overdraft, and then I stopped being a student and they were like, hey, so that overdraft, that's not permanent, you need to pay it off. And November 2021 was the deadline for that, and I have just paid it off in full early. I say in full, I was doing it bit by bit, but it's now gone. Zero. No overdraft. Nada. Excellent. It's very strange for me to see my bank balance in the positive figures and it not be a trap, but this is this is new and exciting to just have enough. And then to celebrate this financial milestone, I dropped some money on Animal Crossing. I have become one of those people. I am now obsessed with Animal Crossing. My character is called Mouse and I live on Mousel, which is spelled like mouse hole but Cornish, so it's Mousel. My native fruits are cherries. I have pears and coconuts and some bamboo already. No scarf progress again because I'm pretty sure you have to be home for that, and knitting around cats just doesn't work. It just doesn't. And when I have been home, I have been playing Animal Crossing because I'm bad. How about we focus on one New Year's goal a month? But I did finish my book, The Sacrificial Man by Ruth Dugdale. Absolutely fantastic. I try not to swear too much in my videos, but I can quite frankly say what the fuck, but in the best way. I loved it. I am gonna go and read her other books because wow. 10 out of 10 recommend. It's dark, it's twisted, it's very strange but very good, very vindictive, and it was so good. Just trust me on this. I absolutely recommend it. If you actually do want to read it and you need trigger warnings for anything, feel free to put them in my comment section, or you can DM me on any of my social media platforms. The links are down in the description below, and I will let you know if there's anything in there that might trigger you or something that you might want to avoid in the book. Let's have a conversation about it because I think people should read this book if they can. Some fun stuff that I did this month. Now that they've lifted some of the COVID restrictions in my area, I managed to see 2 friends. One of which was from my wheelchair basketball team from when I was in university, and the second was my friend from back home, and we just queered it up, to be honest. For all I talk about my anxiety about the regulations being lifted and people not wearing masks so much, it is nice to just be able to go and see a friend and sit in a pub or outside a pub and just have a conversation with another person face to face. Do I have any new houseplants? No, not so much. Actually, I was really good this month. It was not really out of choice, it was out of the fact that I wasn't here and I was too busy to go to the shop, and then I came into contact with somebody that had COVID. I got pinged, so I had to isolate, so I couldn't go to the shop and buy new houseplants. So there are no new plants in my life, but an update on the spider plant. It died. I have a number of bougie plants that are not high maintenance but not low maintenance, and a spider plant which is on the list of really difficult to kill houseplants has died in my care. We're on a learning curve. I was bound to lose a few and it's just part of it, so I'm going to try again when I can. But what I did do with my plants is I separated out my cabbages and repotted my marrows. So they are now in big tubs outside, and we're going to have like a mid-autumn, late autumn harvest of some veggies, which is very, very exciting. The last thing to update you all on, because I know you love my personal life, is a badge live stream. Ooh. So I have promised this for ages, especially if you watched my last live stream where I took my BSL exam. I can put a link to that one up here. I promised a badge live stream because if you don't know, I have an obscene amount of badges. Most of them are by Doodle people, not sponsored, just obsessed. And people have wanted to see my badge collection for ages, and that is a video that I don't want to edit. I just don't want to edit that. So it's going to be a live stream. And I'm going to be doing this live stream on the 18th of August at around 6 PM. I will try and put like a premiere thing up, but I don't really know how that works with live stream. And thank you very much to Barry for buying me the webcam off of my wish list so I can actually do this live stream and have it be good. Or better than it would have been before. Not tried it yet, so hopefully, but there will be a badge tour. I will show you my organisation system. There are categories. I'm starting to see how sad this sounds. But you're going to see my badges, and there will be a giveaway because there are some badges that they use labels that I no longer use as I've sort of grown into my identity. So it's labels I don't really use, so I don't really wear the badges, and it's such a shame for them to go to waste. So there'll be a giveaway. So don't forget to like this video in support of that. Drop a comment down below for anything you want to know about that book and what sort of badges you're excited to see from me. Spread the word about my live stream so that people come and watch it, especially if you have any friends that like badges. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time with at least one bonus video every single month. See ya!